Okay, fifth graders, chapter 7 review. These are the next two pages, pages 320 and 321. It's the reteaching sets. You guys like my artwork? I just kind of shrunk the dinosaur that I drew, and of course added some fifth grade boys in the picture, which made me chuckle. But anyways. But look at this poor guy getting stepped on. Oh, what a shame. And this guy, he's going, oh man, I'm about to be eaten. Yeah, you got that right. This guy's trying to run. Good luck with that. I think dinosaurs were pretty quick. This guy has no idea what he's doing. So, anyways. Okay, let's look at set C first here. Looks like we're adding and subtracting fractions, and they talk about finding the common denominator, and this is one way that they do it, and it could work for you guys. So you take 6 and then you start writing the multiples of 6, which is 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, and so forth. And then they take the other denominator, in this case it's 4, and they start writing the multiples of 4, starting with 4, 8, 12, and so forth. All right. Then all you simply do is look to see the first matching multiple. And in this case, it's what? 12. So 12 would be the common denominator. And that's what they explain. Let's just do one of these here. So I'm looking at okay, how about number 4 here? So it's 7/8, and I'll set it up right down here, 7/8, and we're subtracting, what is it, 2/3. So we need a common denominator. And you could write multiples of 8, 8, 16, 24, 32, and so forth, and you could do the same thing with 3, 3, 6, 9, 12, and so forth. Another way is just simply you could multiply the two denominators together. In other words, you could multiply 8 times 3. And that often works. It's not always the smallest, but it works. And in this case, it happens to be 24. And 24 works because 3 doesn't go into 8 evenly, 3 doesn't go into 16 evenly, but 3 does go into 24 evenly. So 24 would be the common denominator. And then 3 goes into 24 how many times? 8. 8 times 2 is what? 16. Helps to know your times tables. 8 goes into 24 3 times. 3 times 7 is 21. What are you doing now? You're subtracting 16 from 21. And 16 from 21, there's going to be 5 left over because it is a subtraction problem. There's 5 left over. What's the denominator? 24. And so the answer to number 4 is 5 over 24. All right. Let's move down a little bit here. Set D. Looks like we're estimating. And let's do number 4 again. So what do we have here? We have 9 and 9 and 3/7, and we're subtracting 6 and 2/5. All right. 3/7. Well, how far is that of 7/7? So I'm gonna make a mark here. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A little bit further, 7. So I've done this for you guys before. So this would be 1/7. This would be 2/7. This line right here would be 3/7. Okay, and so 3/7 is pretty close. I mean, if you look at this line here, it's pretty close to halfway. So you could call this I'll write it in black here so you can see it a little bit better. You can just call this 9.5, because remember, we're estimating. And then 2/5. If you can't picture in your head where 2/5 would be, again, you can draw a line and divide it into fifths. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, just a little bit further 5. So here is 1/5. This right here would be 2/5. Okay, and 2/5, again, if you look at this line here, you know, from here to here, it's pretty close to halfway. So you could call this one 6 1/2. All right. Well, what's 1/2 subtracting 1/2? That's 0. So we're done with the fractions. They cancel each other out. And what's 6 from 9? That's going to be 3. So I think a fair estimate would be 3 for number 4. That's just one way to do it. I've shown you guys other ways. So go ahead and just estimate these. And remember, estimating, generally you're going to be using 0, 1/2, or 1. Those would be probably your 3 choices as far as the fractions would go. Like first number, I'm looking at number 8 here for a moment. 1/6, that's pretty close to 0. I would just call that a 0. So that would be just 8. And 4/5, that's pretty close to 1. So you can call that 14. So essentially we're talking about 14 minus 8 equals what? Okay. So that'd be 1, 2, 6. So for number 8, I think the answer, an estimate, could be 6. Okay, almost done here. What have we got left here? So the set E, this is page 321. So it looks like your, it says use a model to find each sum. You do not have to use a model if you don't want to. If it helps you, go for it. Let's look at number 4 together here. So 2 1/4, and we're adding 5 11/12. What's the common denominator? Well, you guys should recognize that's going to be 12. So that's going to stay 11/12. 4 goes into 12 3 times. 3 times 1 is 3. We're adding. What's 3 plus 11? It's going to be 14/12. Are we done? No, because we have an improper fraction. How many times does 12 go into 14? Once. What's left over? 2 12ths. 1 and 2 12ths. So if we added the 5 and the 2, what's that? That's 7. So now we have to add the 7 and the 1. What's 7 plus 1? That's going to be 8. 8 and 2 12ths. Now for those of you that recognize it, 2 12ths can be reduced. And 2 goes into 2 once, and 2 goes into 12 6 times. So the answer to number 4 would be 8 and 1/6 if you reduce it. If somebody had given an answer of 8 and 2 12ths, I would have accepted that also. And set F is the same thing, except that it's subtraction. And let me look and see. There's going to be one here I'll do that with. Yeah, number 4 again. Why not? Let's look at number 4 again, because we're going to have to borrow in number 4. So we have 12 1/4, and we're subtracting 7 1/2. What's the common denominator going to be? It's going to be 4. Hopefully you guys recognize that. So that's going to stay 1/4. But 2 goes into 4 twice, and 2 times 1 is 2. Now we have a problem. Notice that the numerators, all right, that we're subtracting, you can't take 2 from 1, so we're going to have to borrow. Okay? The 12 becomes 11. What do we add to that top numerator? we add the value of the denominator, which is 4, so that now becomes 5/4, subtracting 2/4. What's 2 from 5? 3, so it's going to be 3/4. And then 7 from 11, that's going to be 4. So the answer to this particular one is 4 3/4. So you guys finish off page 121, and that'll be it for your homework. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.